Okay, that's fine. I come from Kitale in Trans-Nzoia County 026. That's where I was born and brought up. A very cosmopolitan place, a very, very cosmopolitan place. So I'm used to interacting and working with people from diverse background. My previous job was at a university. So I've been teaching for close to 30 years. You can almost guess my age if you can do some quick maths. So I'm really pleased to join you tonight. I would want to start by wishing you a very Merry Christmas 2024. And let's talk about Christmas because that is what has brought us here tonight. The pertinent question here is, what is Christmas? And I would want you to take advantage of your phones and your laptops to use the chat window to interact with me so that we can be able to talk to one another. Where you grew up from, most probably you didn't grow up in Europe, and if you did, it's okay. What was Christmas to you, and how was it celebrated? Okay. Please post on the chat window, and we'll be sampling some of the comments that you give a little bit later. But I just looked across the world to see how different people in different locations celebrate Christmas. In Mexico, they say it's a 9-day celebration, and it's mainly pitched in a way that they depict Mary and Joseph's journey. So it's the story of Mary and Joseph that is depicted. And in Italy, I'm told those of you in Italy, that is a feast of 7 fish dishes with nativity scenes. So there's a replay of the nativity scenes. I think somebody else in my house here is joining using a different gadget. I would ask her to mute it. Please mute and mute the video too. She's a speaker who will come a little bit later. That's fine. So in Italy, I'm told there's a feast of 7 fish dishes with nativity scenes. In Germany, the most outstanding thing that is associated with German is the Christmas markets, where you can be able to walk out and buy many, many things. I've seen the Paris Christmas markets are also open. If you come to Paris past 5 p.m., it's now a beautiful, beautiful city. I would invite you to check it out on YouTube. We've really decorated it, and you can feel like it is the eve of Christmas. In Sweden, there's what we call St. Lucia's Day, and the small girl called Lucia, dressed nicely, is really what is associated with Christmas. Back home in Ethiopia, Christmas is not celebrated on the 25th. They say that Christmas is celebrated on the 7th day of January. The day starts on a sad note. You fast. Then in the evening, now you enjoy a festive meal. In Australia, the other end, the peak of it is carols by candlelight with what I would call nyama choma, barbecues. You can guess that Christmas comes at a time when there is a lot of sunshine. It's a summer season there in Australia, in case you're joining us from Australia. But I would want to pose the question then, what are some of your early memories of Christmas? Some of us remember those are the days when you ate the best mandazis, the best chapatis, the best nyama choma. That is the time you are taken for holiday, etc. Now, our preparedness for Christmas sets the pace for our psychosocial and mental health well-being. How you prepare is very, very important. That's why we are saying preparation is the key. There are various ways by which I would invite you to prepare for this Christmas. The first one is to prepare financially. Put aside some dollars, some euros, some shillings, etc. Because this is a season that you will spend, not necessarily overspending. Next year, you can do better. When we were back in Kenya, some of us who used to be in SACCOs, some SACCOs had a special account for Christmas, and every month you'd probably put aside 2,000 or 3,000. By the time December came, you had your 36,000 intact, which would be passed to you for you to enjoy Christmas with it. So prepare financially if you have to give to people gifts, if you are planning to travel, if you are planning to be out of your city, if you are planning to go for shopping. With proper planning, you'll be fine. Without proper planning, that is where you begin the crisis of getting into January with almost nothing in our pockets. Christmas is also a season for spiritual engagement or religious engagement. And we have to prepare ourselves spiritually. This is the time now you can sing the Christmas carols. This is the time you can read your Quran. This is the time you can read your Bible. This is the time you can read the old storybooks. This is the time you can read your commentaries to understand how this thing panned out. But on the other hand, you also need to prepare physically. There are people who will go hiking. There are people who will also want to have their spaces decorated. Back where I come from, we never used to put up a Christmas tree. But the person I married came from a family where a Christmas tree was compulsory and with gifts and the rest. So prepare physically if you're turning around, if you're buying lights, etc. But we also need to prepare socially. In your social preparations, you're asking yourself, who will I spend this Christmas with? For me, I plan to spend this Christmas with my family and my sister who comes just after me. And that is very exciting to me because it means that we'll be able to go down memory lane and remind ourselves the many Christmases we celebrated when we were growing up. But more fundamentally and relevant to tonight's series of lectures and sessions is for you to be psychologically ready. Christmas, as we'll say later, is a season that God provides for free for you to be happy, for you to ventilate, for you to reflect. I don't want to believe that Christmas is a moment for sadness. If you become sad, then too bad. But I'm saying, prepare, prepare, prepare. So ask yourself, what will make this Christmas memorable for you? Do you want to buy a new pair of glasses like Dorothy? Do you want to buy a brand new car or to learn it? Do you want to climb to the highest peak of the Alps? Do you want to sleep for the longest time you have? Do you want to eat as much as you can? What is it that will make it memorable? But as you think about Christmas, let's also think about the different roles. And I've taken the liberty to start by thinking about the fathers and the brothers in the house. What are our specific roles? When you think about fathers, you're thinking about family leaders. You're thinking about community leaders. You're thinking about the go-to person. And indeed, fathers sometimes have more than they really can be able to bear. I don't know what is the experience of Anthony and the pastor and others. How is, for example, your birthday celebrated by your family? I remember a while ago, in one of my birthdays, my family came around me, my two adult children and my wife, and they told me, happy birthday, it's your birthday. And then they said they would take me out. Then I asked them, I was very excited. I asked them, so where will you take me? And they mentioned a very posh place. But then I asked them, who will pay? But they said, you know who usually pays. So for us, we will just take you there. Then you have to bear the bills. Family leaders, we are there as family leaders. Help your family to shape the Christmas story and to shape the plans, etc. Fathers are also renowned for storytelling. Tell your children what used to happen during your days. Tell your wife how you used to enjoy Christmas. Tell your wife stories that she has never heard about you. That is the time to laugh, enjoy the fireplace, etc. Christmas is a time to share gifts, tangible gifts, intangible gifts, the gift of friendship, the gift of honor, even sending just a small thing like a virtual card may just be able to turn somebody's life around. And these days we have the liberty to edit it with our own words. Fathers also play a very critical role in spiritual guidance, regardless of the religion you subscribe to. This is the time to make people focus. This is probably the only time that you'll have as many people around you. So spiritual guidance. But for the rest of the family, for fathers, this is the time for you to create memories. For those with younger children, remember they will be with you for 18 to 25 years. After that, they will mind their own business. And this is the time for you to create great memories. A gentleman called Reed Markham once said this, and I quote, "Being a great father is like shaving. No matter how good you shaved today, you have to do it again tomorrow." Over to the mothers. Sometimes I really are touched by what mothers do. Some of you have seen this graphic representation before. They carry the father, they carry the baby, they hold the daughters, they hold the sons. Mothers are the ones who hold people together during Christmas. If you are privileged to be a mother, an auntie, a grandmother, this is the opportunity for you to remind people not to miss that family gathering. And those of us in the diaspora, most people not to miss that family gathering. And those of us in the diaspora, most people not to miss that family gathering. Most of us are in the diaspora. I realize it's also possible to have a family gathering, even virtually, even if it's for an hour or for 30 minutes. So you are the tradition keepers. What is the tradition that is associated with Christmas from where you grew up? What are those do's and don'ts? What are those irreducible minimums that you expect people to adhere to? Some people will say in Christmas, everybody goes to church. Others will say Christmas is not a time for church. We'll go for the night vigil, and then now we'll be able to enjoy ourselves. Again, how do you feel when you don't receive a gift of love, a tangible gift from your mother? Mothers, please prepare your gifts. But this time I would invite mothers to think about the gifts, especially the ones that they give to fathers. We want to tell you with all respect that the gifts you've been giving us are too small. Please now think a little bit bigger. You have bought us enough pairs of socks. You've bought us enough ties. Could you now upgrade to new shirts, new duvets, new cars? Please don't buy us flowers. We may not know what to do with them. So buy an appropriate. You are the people who are gifted by nature to offer emotional support. And I want to invite you on a serious note to start offering that emotional support today, the 6th of December. This is the time you can make those calls on your WhatsApp and get to know uncle so-and-so, auntie so-and-so, niece, so grandchildren, child so-and-so, where are you, what is happening? If they need that emotional so-and-so, grandchildren, child so-and-so, where are you? Start offering it early. You are the guys who make our kitchens very promising. Please don't try the recipes on Christmas Day. It might backfire. This is the time for you to try those nice recipes from online so that during Christmas, you have tried 2-3 times and you're sure about what you put. But as you try those recipes, please counter check with your family. Some people may not want too much garlic. Some people may not want pepper, etc. Again, mothers are the spiritual connectors. How about children? For children, I want to summarize by saying, children are the ones that really enjoy Christmas. The rest of us have so many cares to carry around, but let us allow children to be children. Take them to spaces where they can be able to run for 50 meters without being inhibited. Buy them that chocolate that you have refused to buy them the whole year because you feel their teeth will have issues. Buy them that jeans that has what looks like a torn knees, at least for once. create memories for them. And it's good to have a conversation with them to ask them, what is it that you require from us? But don't buy them alcohol. Don't initiate them into things that are one-off. You may think they are one-off, and then you struggle many years down the line. Tips for self-care as we almost come to a wrap. I know the councillors in the House and the speakers will dive deep into these issues, but I just wanted to highlight a few. Number one, in view of the enormous pressure that the diasporans face, especially with a long list of friends and relatives, please set boundaries. Say no to commitments that have overwhelmed you before. Please don't overpromise. Please don't overpromise. The fact that you're in Switzerland or in Portugal does not mean that now you can take over the whole family or you're the one to pay for the whole bill. Make your token contribution probably higher than the primary school teacher that is your angle, but don't try to scare people with a few euros that you have made. And please be prudent in terms of managing people's expectations. For those who will travel home, please don't go empty-handed. There are so many sales across Europe in those Christmas markets. Pick a few things for people, but buy within your means. Please, this is the time for you to breathe fresh air. So please, without saying so much, schedule your downtime. If you enjoy reading a book, this is the time to pick it. If you enjoy watching a movie on Netflix, this is the time to do so. YouTube, etc. There's so much. Ring fence your quality time. Don't allow people to overwhelm you like they did last year or the other year. They are taking you left, right, and center until you ended up in a city probably 400 kilometers away from where you intended to be. Let your plans be known and ring fence your quality time. If there are specific people that you're targeted to spend time with, please keep it within a certain limit. I know there could be many reasons for stress, but as I say that, there are equally many more reasons for not getting stressed. Much of the stress that comes our way is actually brought on ourselves by ourselves. Put aside the key stressors. I know you probably know yourself to a good measure that if you expose yourself with this, stress begins in that direction. Learn to manage your stress. And the speakers that will come later, I was in a meeting with them, they will give you very practical tips of how to manage this. But in case things go south, don't fear to seek support. Don't fear to call me or Dorothy or Anthony, the people. Start with the people in this meeting. They understand what we're saying. The counselors that will be talking here will be, I believe, available for a 20-minute talk. Please seek support. But if things start going south early enough, please seek support early enough. Don't wait until when it is Christmas. I know Christmas can be a time that people are very lonely. But on the overall, express gratitude. Don't just look at the negative things that happened to you for in 2024. But I also want to say, as I finish, regardless of what comes in your direction, Christmas is a time for joy. Look for something that will make you happy and look for an opportunity to make others happy. I finish by quoting a scripture in the Bible, part of it, Ecclesiastes 3, verse 12, it says, I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. So a combination of happiness for yourself, but also that be blended with making others happy. Once again, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous 2024. Stay safe. Enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.